people. First of all, I'm trying to fix this light. Oh, wait. Ah! Hmm. This is actually nice. Okay, because, it's giving us House Targaryen. Wait. Yeah, she did have red on her banners. God dang. Okay, so I said that I would do my thoughts on Game of Thrones, the last season. Now, I've had a year to think about this. Now, first of all, I watched the season one time. Do I need to watch it again? Probably not. Because I feel like for me, my favorite season of all time has to be, I think, season 5 or season 6. Probably those two seasons. Those are my favorite seasons. Because it's like things were like really, it seemed like everything was coming together, if that makes sense. Because first season, which I think with any new show, the first season is always going to be the slow one because we're getting to know the characters and whatnot. So of course it's going to be slow, but child, towards the end, we all know is when shit hit the fan. Shit done really hit the fan, okay? So yeah, and then we had season 2, season 3 was like, whoa. And season 4 was like, ooh, okay. And it's like, oh shit, we're getting hot in season 5, and then season 6 like, oh bitch, we here. So so yeah. Alright, so who do I want to start? Okay, so with season 8, first of all, here's the thing. Okay. Season 7 had came out, right? Season 7 came out, and then it was like, we are going to take a break. Okay, we're going to take some time off. We're going to spend a whole year just, and, a lot of people were upset, including myself. It's like, oh, we got to wait a whole year for this. And then we, come back to it and whatnot. But I also understood it because when you think about it, the people of Game of Thrones had been coming out since 2011, right? And ever since, year after year after year after year, they will put out a new season, right? So I'm pretty sure that is a lot on the actors, the people on because there's a lot of people on that show. Not just the actors and stuff, but the people that make the show possible and whatnot. I'm pretty sure it's a lot. And I'm pretty sure they was like, well, this is going to be the last season anyway, so it's best that we take a year off so that way we can have our shit together. Well, did they have their shit together? No. So then it's like, comes to the question of what the fuck were y'all doing? That whole year y'all was off, because it shouldn't be mistakes, it shouldn't be blatant, like not even like, oh, small, no, like these were like blatant mistakes, like mistakes that didn't make sense and stuff. And the thing is, okay, I feel like when it came to like the deaths, because we knew this is going to be first of all, the good people over at Game of Thrones, they have no issue killing off a character, okay? Like that's that's nothing to them, okay? They have no issues killing off a character. However, we knew and understood. I just felt like it was rushed, obviously, and they was just like, you know what, let's just kill everybody. Let's just get rid of a cluster of people because this is the last season, and we don't have that opportunity to just surprisingly take our time with these deaths. Like each death, I do feel like they did make sure that each death of a major character was honorable, so to speak. But again, it's like it felt like it was very much rushed. And some of them was like, what? I don't know. But the first episode We arrive in Winterfell. Daenerys and Jon Snow, they're there. They show up. Everybody's like, what the? First of all, no lie, when they showed up, not only did Jon and see, it's one thing if you remember in the first season when what's his name, was it Robert Baratheon, when him and Cersei and all them, when they all showed up, it was like, oh, okay, I don't know, maybe I still would have been like, where are we gonna put these people, where they gonna sleep at? But I feel like Daenerys had a bigger army and stuff. It's like, where are we putting all these people? And I ain't sharing none of my food. Like, that's how I would have been. We could, wait. Oh, okay. That's how I would have been. I've been like, girl, where are we putting all these people at? Okay, like, I don't care that Daenerys has these dragons. I've been like, whoa. And yeah, actually, I would have cared because I'm like, who's going to feed it? With what? Like, who's going to feed the dragons? I'm not feeding it. And listen, that I better not catch that dragon in my farm. Talking about some chomp chomp on my goats and stuff. Keep it away from my farm. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, so they showed up, and it was good, because finally, after years, of the Starks, being dispersed and whatnot, they're finally all under one roof. Obviously, you can tell that Sansa has gotten that oomph, in her, that she's coming of her own, and she's starting to get that little sense of power in her mind, like, I want the throne, and whatnot. The dynamic between not Cersei, Jesus, child. The dynamic between Sansa and Daenerys, obviously, their whole dynamic was like, look, only reason why you sitting here is because my brother likes you. Okay, you probably got unicorn pussy hairs or something like that, and he's just having a little fun, so that's the only reason why you're sitting here. Otherwise, you would be outside, close to the wall, okay, freeze to death or something. But she was just like, okay. And I feel like a lot of people, because I'm pretty sure it sounds like, ooh, where are we gonna put all these people? She ain't eating my food, that's what I'm saying. But then you had Arya, the meeting between Arya and Jon, that was cool, because out of all the besides like Robb Stark and whatnot, I feel Jon and Arya had the most closest relationship, I feel like. So it was good to see them back. Jaden Smith, I mean, what's his name? Brandon, girl, him, Jimmy in the wheelchair. Jimmy in the wheelchair. Hold up. Okay. Lord. Oh, cool. Berlizzi is lively, child. Let me hurry up then. What was I saying? Oh yeah, girl, this man literally. I hate his character, y'all. Like in the beginning, it was like, okay, this is when. Let me tell y'all, this is when I stopped liking Bran. Okay, when old girl, remember old girl that was carrying him around after the brother had died and stuff. When she basically was like, so you just gonna toss me to the side now that you home and whatnot? You just gonna toss me off like I'm nothing? He was like, yeah. Because I'm the three-eyed raven. I'm like, girl, oh my god. This whole three-eyed raven shit, like, who cares? Anyway, it's like, who cares that you're three-eyed raven, whatever. Um, but yeah, so they arrive in Winterfell and whatnot, and they're immediately like, let's get to business. Like I'm surprised they didn't even talk about Lord Baelish. Like they ain't talk about Littlefinger. They ain't talk about none of that. They were just like, we gotta get to business because the White Walkers, they legit blowing shit down, and we can't. Okay, so they sit down, they're talking about it, whatnot. They come up with a plan. So basically, just fast forward because I don't care about none of the fluff in between. When it came to like the battle scenes and whatnot, hold up, trying to get comfortable here. When it came to like the battle scenes and whatnot, I thought, because hold on, first of all, a lot of people were upset with the Battle of Winterfell. People were upset because it was too dark. Okay, like that was mistake number one, that it was too dark. And to me, I felt like it was a good thing that it was too dark because it put us in the mindset of us actually being there. Because I'm pretty sure, first of all, they have the luxury of, this LED light that I got sitting over here. They didn't have that back then. They had candle lights. Okay, so I'm pretty sure, ain't much light going around. So I thought it was a good thing that they made it dark, because then it's like we're seeing what they're seeing, and it just brings more suspense and stuff. And it's just so interesting of how, when it comes to like the production of anything, how lighting, the lighting, like just the simplest of lighting, affects the whole thing. Or even just like if I were to, drop something, or just the sounds and the editing and stuff, how all of that matters to just bring you together, for the scene to make it look good, and sounds and all that. I love it. Okay, but mind you, before the battle even started, Daenerys, well, Jon, Lord Jesus, Jon thought it was a bright idea to tell Daenerys that he's actually the heir to the throne. I'm like, but he ain't trying. And that's the thing with Jon Snow. And somebody brought that up, and I thought it was so funny how Jon Snow doesn't want to do any of these positions. All he wanted to do is just go to the wall and be a ranger for the rest of his life. And you whores wanted him to be Lord Commander, but then turn around and ain't like what he got to say, so you kill him. Then you bring him back. Okay, he leaves. Then he goes over to, Winterfell, and he brings Winterfell back to glory or whatnot. And now y'all like let him be king of the north, and y'all still ain't got like what he got to say. And now y'all trying to kick him out, whatnot. And now he finds out that he's actually Lord. When Jon Snow found out about like who he truly is, I was like, ooh. Like, ooh. But I knew, because I predicted it. I was like, Jon doesn't want the throne. He does not want it. Like, he is that character that truly does not want the throne at all. Like, he definitely has the skills and is, king material, because that's just not even just king, but material of a leader and whatnot. And he's like, I don't want it. I don't want this. Okay. And because he's that kind of person that's just noble, he decided to just go ahead and be like, okay, I'm actually, your nephew and whatnot. Tell me why Daenerys was more mad at the fact that she ain't the heir to she was more bad about that. I'm like, girl, you fucking your nephew, okay? That's nasty. That's nasty, okay? That's really nasty, and you're mad about the throne. I mean, then at one point she's like, I mean, yeah, but still. I'm like, that's nasty. That is nasty. That's very, very nasty, okay? And don't tell me, well, Cersei, well, I did say at one point, because before we even knew that Jon Snow is actually Daenerys' nephew. Low key, I was, I wasn't necessarily shipping them. I was just like, I just want Jon Snow and Daenerys to just link up and just tear shit down. That's all I want. But I wasn't expecting them to, be doing the thing, but they was doing the thing. He was doing the thing, okay? And I was like, oh, wow, okay, that's cool. That is absolutely cool. Like, yeah, like she was like, there was one scene, and this was one of my favorite scenes, when Tyrion was like, basically, he was just like, look, you trying to change shit, okay? And you trying to make things different, but you cannot show up with 3 dragons talking about stuff. Y'all don't do what I say, I'm gonna burn y'all up. Ooh, excuse me. Rude. Come on, we'll burn y'all up. Y'all can't do that. You don't have to bring all 3 dragons, basically. And in a way, I was just like, yeah. But even though, because I love Daenerys, I was technically on her side. I was like, I surely can't show up with 3 dragons because I have 3 fucking dragons. And then she asked Jon Snow for his opinion. He was like, you're no different from nobody else. And she's like, who asked you? But she was like, whatever. But then when you think about it, it's like, Daenerys, you could have just brought 1 dragon, okay? Because you bring in a whole 3. Like, 2 could have stayed home or whatnot. But you wanted to show off, and one of them got killed. And now the Night King got a whole ice dragon and whatnot. Girl. Ooh. Like, this man started with people. Then he added on more people. Then he had fucking mammoths and giants. I'm like, oh, not the giants. That hurt my feelings. I'm like, not the giants. Not the giants. But he had giants, and then now he had dragon. I'm like, oh my god, this man got a whole nation. But anyway, so the Battle of Winterfell. Okay, so first of all, people was like, why they send all the black people? They was like, why they send the black people first? And I was like, that is so wrong. They was on their horse. Was it the Dothraki? Oh wait, hold on. What was I gonna say? Okay, let me back up. So the scene when after Jon tells Daenerys that he's the heir and whatnot, I really thought, because this is what I would have did. They was standing on the edge of the ice mountain away from everybody, and it was just her and Jon. I thought Daenerys was just gonna push him off. Just be, boop. The boy slipped. I tried to catch him. This man slipped. I tried to catch him, but he just went to falling. I'm sorry, But, because that's what I would do. I just, just pushed him right off. But, yeah, so that. But yeah, they just literally sent all the black people into the battle first. I'm like, dang. Let me tell y'all something. I would have been like, fuck y'all. I'm going into the area where nobody's fighting, in the crypt. That's where I'm going. But I feel like I absolutely, like, one thing with Game of Thrones, like, they're very great on putting on a good battle sequence. Like, they're very good on that. Like, first of all, they sent in the Dothraki, and then it's like they had all the lights thanks to, what's her name, Missandei, or whatever her name is, the red woman, right? She lit up their stuff. It's like, ooh, shit about to go down. And then they go in, and then the lights start to dwindle out. It's like, oh, oh my gosh. Like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is bad. And then all of a sudden the White Walkers are just piling through, and it's like, oh shit. And then, fight ensues. I mean, it was to me, it was absolutely perfect. Like, first of all, you had that. Everybody's fighting. I think for me, shit got real was when they were busy fighting on the outside, but when Arya went inside into the library, and she was like sneaking around. I'm like, why is she sneaking around? Child, the White Walkers done got into the castle. I was like, no, not the castle. Oh my gosh. I mean, they was just over there chilling, like they reading books and shit. I was like, oh my god. Oh my god. And then things got even worse. Like, shit was already real, but shit really got real was when they was all sitting in the crypt. So I guess I can't be sitting in the crypt because then all the dead people that was in the tombstones was knocking shit up, and I was like, oh, they in there fighting. I said no. They was in the crypt fighting. I was like, oh no, bro. That was like, oh man. And then, child, of course, we had to have her. We had to have our Jon Snow heroic sequence where, it's nothing left, and all he has to do is just fight regardless and fight to the end. And this man gets up, he's all covered in dirt and guts and stuff, and he's trying to kill the Night King and whatnot. And I'm like, Jon, sir, you not gonna make it. I feel it. It's just we always have to have that moment where it's like Jon about to die. He gonna die today. And he had all these White Walkers surround him as he's getting closer to the Night King, and I'm like, you don't have the oomph, the things you need right now. Like, this ain't gonna work. And then Daenerys, she came through with the dragon thinking, oh, I'm just gonna burn this man. And I'm like, it's not that simple. Because it was very much early on in the episode. I'm like, girl, it's not that simple. And then, Theon. Oh my gosh. Like, Theon, I feel like he has come so far. Like, when he first started, like, he was just trying to fit in with the Starks, and he knew that he was an outsider and whatnot, and his purpose of being there, even though they didn't torture him or anything and whatnot, but he was just trying to find his place, and went the wrong way, and then he got a little brainwashed by what's his name, Ramsay and whatnot, and then he just trying to gain his honor back and whatnot. And I feel like in this scene, like, he did that. Like, what was he protecting? Oh, fucking wheelchair Jimmy over there. Protecting him, ended up dying. I was like, oh. So he definitely, again, that's just another death, honorably. Honorable. Oh, and then another one. It was like, sir, you love, was that Sir Jorah or whatever? It was cool to see him, and I think that was his niece or whatnot. The little girl, oh yeah, she died too. God, that was another, like, she was a little girl, and she was out there fighting, because, it's like, we need everybody at this point. She over there fighting, and then the little giant picks her up, crushing her, and she stabs her. I'm like, ooh. She dead, but she killed the giant. You're small, and you killed the giant. Go, girl. And then, Ser Jorah, he was protecting, Daenerys, because she done fell off her dragon. The girl slipped. Fell off of her dragon, and then he, saved her, but ended up dying in the process. And then, of course, I just feel like when it comes to the Night King, I just felt like he should have had a little bit more, Like, I just want to understand, like, what is the significance to the Three-Eyed Raven, as far as, like, because he was literally, was it Brandon was like, he's coming for me, basically. And I'm like, but why? I don't know, maybe it's something I missed. I don't know. But he was like, I just feel like he should have got a little bit more. And when you think about it, the White Walkers have legit been in the same spot for the whole 8 seasons. And they finally progressed here. And they only get like 3 episodes of, sunshine and whatnot. No, I feel like they should have got a little more than that. Because, bro, like, people was shooketh. Okay? Cersei was even shooketh. Okay? She's like, girl, look, I'm not about to involve myself. Y'all can die first. And if you come here, sure, but y'all can die first. Oh, yeah, and then what's the name was there? Jaime Lannister, he was there, too. But, yeah, so overall, the Battle of Winterfell was amazing. I loved it. Oh, and then of course when you thought, because in Game of Thrones fashion, when you think like, oh man, they about to die. They about to die. The Starks, they got this curse over them when things are going good, and they just died like that, right? And then, sure enough, who comes in the clutch? Arya, in Air Jordan style, flew in, stabbed the Night King, and he just, and I was like, ah! Yeah. I was so like, oh my gosh, like Arya killed the Night King, and I was like, wow, oh my gosh. So yeah, and then first of all, girl, she didn't kill the Night King, right? That is like title, okay, girls, the Night King Slayer, wherever she want to be. And then old dude that she slept with, cause mind you, Arya lost her virginity. She's like, girl, just cause we die, I'm about to lose my shit, okay? Dude was like, you could marry me, and I'll be the lord, you be the lady. I just killed the Night King. I ain't about to be shit to you. Bye, like. So yeah, that. What's another thing that I want to talk about? Like I said, and then, oh my gosh, after that, the next episode, it was all over Twitter. Girl, who done left? Who done left Starbucks cup? Starbucks gate, okay? Somebody left Starbucks cup on the scene. I didn't know Winterfell had Starbucks nearby, I guess. Child, I've been like, I'm gonna need, a nice caramel frap after I done killed the Night King and whatnot. I'm gonna need it myself. But I just, again, stuff like that, just small stuff like that should not have happened because, again, we live in a day and age. People pay attention to everything and every detail, and once people see it, it spreads like wildfire, and then by that time, everybody done seen it. So, I just don't understand. Like, what was y'all doing? Really? What's another thing? What's another thing that stuck out? I think I want to go ahead and talk about, when Daenerys burned down all of King's Landing. Okay. Now, first of all, I feel like, whew, y'all had to stretch my legs out. I feel like, what's his name? Tyrion. Like, definitely, I feel they have very much changed up the characters a lot because Tyrion at some point was very knowledgeable and he made sense and whatnot, but it was getting to the point where he wasn't making no sense at all. And it's like, I loved his character because of his way of thinking, but it's like, what is he talking about? Then they tried to make Daenerys seem like she was this almighty dictator. I'm like, she ain't never been like this, I don't think, And it's like, everything she did was, for the betterment of, people, for disadvantaged people. Now, you could say that and be like, well, she burned out all of King's Landing. And I feel like the reason why she did that is because first of all, she was like, why can't I just, first of all, they just killed one of my dragons. Okay, so now I'll have one left. And I just don't understand why, people want me to do things the right way, I feel. And I feel like that's just a testament, Blue's Tidbit, a testament of life is, you want to do things the right way. You want to do things the right way, but it's like each time you do things the right way, and I feel like that's what Tyrion's character is like. You want to change, you want to do things differently, and I think Jon Snow's character, speaking to his character too, you want to do things the right way, and even Ned start going back to him. You want to do things the right way, and what happens? You get your head cut off. what happens? Your family gets, dispersed and annihilated, and all these horrible things that are happening to them. And it's like sometimes you have to step on some people's toes. Like, it's gonna happen at some point. And I feel like at that point, Daenerys, she was just like, I'm tired of, you know, trying to convince people of who I am and tell them that, hey, I'm this person that's here to help. I'm the rightful person to be on the throne, first of all, but I'm trying to do things differently and nobody's hearing me. And I feel like it was getting to the point where she was just like, I need to, put my foot down. Even with the scene when, what's the old dude that always won the castle, and Jaime Lannister was trying to kill one of the dragons the first time, and the remaining people that were left over, was it Samwell Tarly? Him, was it the father and the brother that got, burned to death? That whole scene, normally I feel Daenerys isn't that type of person. Normally, like, she wouldn't have done something like that. But it's like, I need to send a message to let people know I mean business, okay? Not saying that, Daenerys is, you know, well, but it's like, again, you gotta show people you mean business, because, again, this whole nice stuff ain't cutting it. And I also feel like the scene where she burned down King's Landing, it's like, I honestly felt like the reason she did it is because here it is, you're in a city of people who are fickle. Okay? They are fickle as hell. They will blow where the wind blows, okay? They will do just so they can stay alive. And it's like, just in fear, basically. And understandably, look at the people that are around them, that are governing them, obviously. But it's like, one minute you're scared of Cersei. It's like, one minute you're scared of them, and you just, scared. Then when she's down, you want to curse her out and spit on her and whatnot. And then now you're scared of her again. And then you're like, oh, well, we're going to go under Daenerys because she's better. And then next thing you know, here I come, and y'all over under Cersei's thumb again. So I feel like she was like, you know what? Y'all need to go. It is terrible. But and then not to mention, it was like, whoa. I was like, dude, like, it was so awesome, because in that moment, you could just see her, like, really thinking about, talking about Daenerys. You could just really see her be like, y'all need to go. Like, let's just burn this all down. Let's burn them all, basically. And she just burned everything, everybody. Child, she didn't. And then again, just going. And I feel like, even though I love this scene, I also feel like this scene was also a way to just get rid of a lot of people, which again goes back on. And same thing with the Battle of Winterfell. Like, that's another where they're just getting rid of people at this point, because a lot of characters. You had Jorah, you had Theon. Who else then died? The little girl. So many other people had died. So many main characters had died, in that moment. And it's like, oh my gosh. And it's the same thing here. Who were the main characters that died? Jaime and Cersei, which I hated the way they died. Like, really? They were born in each other's arms and they done died in each other's arms. That is nasty. I felt like he should at least be in social distancing 5 feet apart. So, like, if Cersei was like way over there, I would have felt a little better. But like, them to be in each other's arms, ugh, gross. Oh my god, ugh, ugh. Right. So yeah. What's another thing? Oh, and then the scene when we all thought Jon Snow was about to die, because first of all, Um, oh yeah, that was a beautiful scene when after King's Landing things happen. Um, Daenerys is like walking up, and then the dragon is like not behind her, but you see the dragon wings open up, and then he like flies off, and I was like, ooh, it looked like she had dragon wings. I was like, ooh, that was good. Ooh, but she was just like, on her dictatorship. She was just like, look, we got the throne, okay, and that means it's not. We ain't gonna stop here. We gonna keep going. I'm like, what? We gonna do what? We gonna keep going. I ain't okay. And so Tyrion was like, I can't do this, and I'm like, I can't do this either. I felt like we done enough. You got the throne already, and you trying to do more. Like, if people gonna fold to you, they gonna fold to you. It is what it is. Whatever. You can't just punish everybody. But that's how they were building up Daenerys to be. And I'm like, why? I wonder why they did that. Like, just building her up to be this, maniac, I guess. I don't know. But Tyrion was like, I'm not doing it. So she puts him in jail. And I'm like, okay. So, which, when you think about it, it's like, he's not traitor or anything. He's just like, I'm not down with it. And I felt like Daenerys should have been like, okay, cool, bye. Alright, see you later. But no, she put him in jail for being a traitor or whatnot. And I don't think he tried to kill her. No, I don't think he did. I don't know. Whatever. It's been a long time since I've seen it. I don't know for sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't think he... Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. That's another guy that died. The bald-headed guy. He got... Because he tried to poison her. I was like, oh. He tried to poison her. And then... Oh, yeah. I'm all over the place, y'all. I'm sorry. And then you had Jon. See, that's another thing. Jon Snow. You can't tell everybody everything. Because Daenerys literally was like, I get it. You want to tell your family because that's your family. But at the same time, that bitch Sansa, she going to be start blabbing at the mouth. And sure enough, you went and told her. And she turned around and was like, girl, I got some shit to say. And I'm like, Sansa, really? And so now, old dude over here trying to poison Daenerys. I'm like, oh. And then he got burned up because of you. So, chain of events and all that other stuff. He died. And again, like, it's like the way the season was like as if the other seasons didn't exist. Like, this is just how things are. We're just first time watching. This is how it is. And I'm like, no. They were never like this. Yeah, people change, but not like this. Like, child, they talk that whole thing with the Iron Fleet. Well, Danny kind of forgot that the Iron Fleet would be. They were literally just talking about it. What do you mean she forgot? Like, come on now. Like, and it's like, when it comes to these shows, the final season, I get it. They try to do it in, how are we going to wrap up the season? Like, not even just this season, this series. How are we going to wrap this up? And it's like, a lot of times it comes out so trash. They did it with True Blood. They did it with Power. They did it, in my opinion, with Scandal. And now they did it with Game of Thrones. I'm just like, whoa, this is atrocious. This is absolutely, positively atrocious. Oh my gosh. But the scene when Jon Snow killed Daenerys, which I was like, oh, I was not expecting. And he was like, you don't understand. You weren't down there with... You weren't there, basically. And I'm like... I was with Daenerys like, okay, and... Well, of course I went down there. I was on the dragon, burning up shit. Somehow. You weren't there. Duh. But, so he goes over there. He kills her. Child, the dragon shows up. And I was just like, oh no. Oh no. And I remember in that moment, I was literally crying. Like, yeah, Jon Snow is, my character. Like, he's my favorite character. But I didn't realize how much I cared about him, because I was like, no, they're gonna kill him. But what's his name? Drogon, whatever his name is. Child, dragon. Anyway, Daenerys thought she was cute with that one. Girl, it's dragon. Talking about Drogon. Dragon. Like, so Daenerys not Daenerys, the dragon was like, and then burned up the Iron Throne because he understood this is what caused that, okay? Because of that chair over there. This chair is causing so much issue, so I'm just burning it up and call it a fucking day. And then he took Daenerys' body and flew off somewhere. And I'm like, oh, well, kudos to you, sir. So then, this is when shit really pissed me off. So, Jon Snow, he in jail. Okay. Jon Snow's in jail. They're talking about what are they going to do with Jon? They should just go ahead and kill him because he's, Queen Slayer or whatnot. Just kill him. Tyrion, for somebody who's a prisoner, had a whole lot to say. Okay, I never thought I said that because Tyrion has been a prisoner plenty of times, and he's always had a lot to say to get himself out of a situation. I'm like, you better talk that shit. But in this moment, I'm like, girl, you a prisoner. You got a whole lot to say, sir. For somebody who's a prisoner, like, shit up. But they was just like, look, Jon Snow shouldn't have to die. I get it, but he shouldn't have to die. Let's just send him back to the wall. Which I'm like, huh? They said Jon Snow again. Jon Snow didn't want none of this. He didn't want none of it. And y'all just this man wanted to be at the wall chilling. And y'all was just like, yeah, let's do this. It's your fault. And they sent him, after all of this, he went back to the wall. I was like, oh, that pissed me off. I was like, are you serious? Y'all just gonna send him back to the wall after all of this? After all he done did, y'all just gonna send him back? Whew. Lord. So I'm assuming Jon Snow is gonna go back and just be Lord Commander again. I don't know. But I was like, oh, y'all wrong for that. But, with that aside, then it was like, well, Jon is technically the heir to the throne. So then Tyrion was like, well, maybe we shouldn't have you the heir to the throne. We should just cut that one out. And maybe we should just vote on it. It's like, well, we all know that we vote on it, everybody's going to pick themselves, obviously. It's like, yeah, but what do we do to somebody that's, worthy of it? Why he saying Brandon Stark? I said, huh? Who? Wheelchair who? Wheelchair Jimmy who? Yeah, Brandon Stark. Let's call him up. He was like, yep, that's why I'm here. Huh? What? You said what? That's why you what? I said, yep, I knew y'all was going to ask me. That's why I came all this way. I said, who has a better story than him? First of all, I would have been the one that's like, who is he? That's Brandon Stark. Who? I don't know him. I don't know his story. Like, no, nobody. I don't know his story. I don't care about his story. And I'm not about to be sitting under this guy here. Hell no. You gonna have him? He gonna be assassinated. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. Like, I'm sorry, but it's like, what? Who's the perfect person than Brandon Stark? Ooh, I couldn't stand him. Like, he just, whew, Lord. If I were Sansa, I would have killed. If I were Sansa, I would have slit both Brandon and Arya in their sleep. Because first of all, I ain't seen y'all in a long time. So, yeah, y'all have changed, obviously. But you don't come home talking about I saw you being raped on your wedding night. Huh? You saw what? Was you in the closet? No, I saw it. What? And then Arya talking about I can change faces. Want me to wear yours? Don't get me wrong, I love Arya, but I'm sorry, you don't cut me talking about you got a bag of faces hidden them underneath your bed talking about some. Want me carve yours? Y'all weird as hell. Y'all need y'all for at least John came back with Daenerys and a dragon or something. They came back with faces and visions. So yeah, again, my whole thoughts of season 8 of Game of Thrones really is just like the previous seasons didn't exist. Like we did not just sit here for a whole 7 seasons and y'all give us this as if, oh yeah, let's just forget about that. Let's come up with some new shit, huh? What? But yeah, so what was Tyrion? Was he the Hand of the King or whatnot? Girl, who cares? Um, like I said, Jon Snow went back to the wall. Bullshit. Tyrion, he's the Hand of the King. Bran is the king. Whatever. It's like they voted for Trump. Girl. What else? Child, they said, um, did Dragon send, they said that, Drogon Dragon was flying east with Daenerys. So apparently, I'm assuming this dragon is taking her to the Red Woman to try to bring her back. Can you imagine just sitting there chilling in a dragon show with a dead body? Something. Cause like, what are you gonna say? Unless you speak dragon, that dragon would be like, "Can you please save her? Please, just save her." Like what, man? I just cannot. But yeah, y'all. That's my review for Game of Thrones, the season 8. My thoughts on it. And one thing that pissed me off. Okay. This is the one thing that really pissed me off. So, how about that whole year that, and no shade to my friend, no shade to her, but she actually pissed me off. Okay, so the fact that I had been talking about Game of Thrones coming back for a whole year, and then, coming, like, counting down to the days of Game of Thrones and whatnot, and she would always say, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch. So then when the show came on, I was like, ooh, I'm a live tweet, or I'm gonna post my little reactions, and she's like, no, don't do it, don't spoil. So I didn't get to properly experience with everybody else the way I wanted to, because ooh, I was so bad. Tell my son, don't spoil it. Huh? You had time. I gave you time. So yeah, every now and again, I do like a binge watch of Game of Thrones. I just don't have it in me as of right now. It's not there. So yeah, in time I will. But I think if I do binge watch, I'll probably start from like season 3, because I feel like that's when things really started. The ball really started rolling. I mean, the ball been rolling, but it's like really like we're comfortable with these characters. We're set in, and we're just ready to rock and roll basically. And then I'll probably stop it like at season 7, because season 8, no. No more. No more, no more. Ooh. Anyway, y'all, I'm about to go. And I'll see y'all later.